So today we are headed to a cidery, the first road trip in the Model 3. Getting a little bit of charging on here in Leesburg, where my sister just met us.
I am preparing the new Model 3, the getaway car, for its very first road trip. I'm leaving early tomorrow morning. So right now I am stopped at the Janiff Norfolk Supercharger once again to get it all charged up for the weekend. So I got to the Supercharger with just about 34%, and I'm actually gonna move this limit up all the way. So we got about 40 minutes left on our charge now. I just wanted to make sure that it was totally charged and ready to go in the morning. I don't really want to have to stop. I think I did pretty well with the range anxiety this week. We'll see how it goes on a road trip. I thought that I would get a bit better speeds. We're pulling 74 kilowatts, between 73 and 74 kilowatts right now. And there's nobody else using my cabinet, but I have things to do. Netflix to watch, that kind of thing. We just finished charging. We're charged up to 98% now, which I think will be fine for our trip tomorrow. We have to make one stop on the way anyway. Looks like it cost $8.64 this time, so not too bad, still cheaper than gas. And we're ready to go. All right, it is 6:07 in the morning, and we have packed the car, and we are ready to hit the road on the Model 3's first official road trip. Kind of hard to see, but everything is packed in the boot. Gonna close that and get on the road. Ready? It says 201 miles for a total of 3 hours and 15 minutes with one stop in Glen Allen at the Supercharger for 10 minutes. I might change that to Fredericksburg if we can make it. A better route planner told me that a Fredericksburg stop was doable, and we might charge up a little bit longer than it says because I want to get to my grandma's with enough charge. We are leaving from there to go out to Maryland. I want to have enough charge when I get there. I asked the car to navigate us instead to the Fredericksburg Supercharger. It says we can make it there with 17%. Now, this is where I have to ask myself, how bad is my range anxiety? Do I want to risk the 17%, or do I just want to stop in Richmond instead at the Glen Allen Supercharger, where we would make it with 39%. That's definitely the safer option. I don't know yet. Our first stop is Starbucks for our pumpkin spice latte, and now we are officially hitting the road. I have decided to leave the Fredericksburg Supercharger in there. I'm gonna let the range anxiety go and do it. We're just about 20 miles outside of Richmond, where I would need to decide whether or not to go on to the Fredericksburg Supercharger or stop at the Glen Allen Supercharger. And we have a 58% battery left, and if we check our energy consumption, we are now projected to get there with 23% to the Fredericksburg charger, so I'm feeling better about continuing on to Fredericksburg. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm driving along and it started raining. It's lightly raining now. I put the windshield wipers on auto, but I don't know if you can see, it's barely raining and the windshield wipers are going. They were going faster a minute ago. I'm not extremely happy with any of these we just got to the Fredericksburg Supercharger, and we even beat the projected battery, and we arrived here at 25%. I've put in my grandma's address now, and right now it says we need to charge for 10 minutes and we'll arrive at my grandma's with 29%, but I think we're going to stay a bit longer because I really want to arrive to my grandma's house with a lot more percentage than that. Really nice thing about the Tesla that I have been absolutely waiting for and has come in handy on this trip for sure already is dog mode, because I travel with my little dog here. And the other nice thing is normally I try to push straight on through and go straight to my grandma's house, and I'm lucky because my dog is really good in the car, but it's also kind of nice to make a little pit stop here for a couple of minutes and stretch our legs, give the dog some water. He took a potty break, I took a potty break, and used the dog mode for the very first time, and it's nice to know that I can leave him in the car and he's going to be okay, because the climate control is on and nobody's going to freak out because it's too hot for him in here. So, doing good. The car is telling me that there's about 15 minutes left to charge, all the way up to what I have it set to, but we're at 77% right now, and it's projecting that I can make it to my grandma's house with 51% battery left, and I think that's plenty. I just wanted to make sure that I had enough charge, because from my grandma's we are going straight out to meet my brother in Leesburg, and I didn't want to have to stop before the supercharger in Leesburg. I think we're gonna end the charging here and get back on the road. Just got to grandma's house. We actually arrived with 58% left, so we did pretty good. And consumption, we're at 192 average, so I think that's pretty good too.
So today we are headed to a cidery, the first road trip in the Model 3. Getting a little bit of charging on here in Leesburg, where my sister just met us. We are changing the baby. The Model Y is charged up enough, so we don't need to get any charging here. We're just waiting for the 3 to get a little bit more energy, the baby to get changed, and then we're on the road. No rocks in the mouth.
Well, the Getaway Car's first road trip is officially over, and I'm a bit sad about it. It was a really good weekend overall. We went about 500 miles round trip, and the car makes it so easy to take a road trip. I could have never imagined before having an electric vehicle that it would be this easy, but it really is, and this car is so fun to drive. We went out to a cidery in the country, and the back roads, you know, those country windy roads, were really fun to drive in this car. I really enjoyed that. We had a really nice time out there at the cidery. We had great weather. We got to try a lot of ciders and take home some apples for baking and eating. We got to talk to the cider master, and so we learned a bunch from him. That was a really good time. I'm glad that we did that. And seriously, the car, I could not be happier with my purchase of this car. It really does do all the work for me. The autopilot came in really clutch on the highways. I'm so glad that I have at least that feature. I don't have the full self-driving, but the autopilot really makes highway driving so much easier. it was a little bit hard to trust it at first, but now I feel really comfortable with it. So I feel like a bit safer knowing that I have almost an extra set of eyes on the road. So I could not be happier, like I said, with the car, and I can't wait to take some more road trips. It's hard to tell now, but my brother was nice enough to wash my car while I was up there visiting. So it's got a few bugs on it because I drove home, but it's super clean and shiny.